Calvin, that's why I fell off of supporting Chicago pro teams. Because actually, after the Bulls then signed Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan retired after they won the championship and all that, I was done with the Bulls. I grew up loving the Bulls. I grew up a Bulls fan. I used to watch the Bulls when they had Jerry Sloan and Norm Van Lier, Tom Bowinkle, and all them Buster Crabs. Jerry Sloan. You know, my old man used to take me to the game. Because my godfather was a police officer, so we used to get in all the time. We used to go to Bulls games. Man, I was a Bulls fan a long time, man. But after '98, I stopped being a Bulls fan because Chicago organization for some reason, man, seems like they don't do right by us. They don't do right by us. Because if you notice, what people don't know, they didn't do right by Michael Jordan until his last 3 years in the league. So Michael Jordan was through the whole his whole most of his career in salary wise, he was double digit, sometimes 20 something ranked of getting paid or whatever in the league. And he was the main money maker in the league. He was the baddest person in the league, but he wasn't getting paid like he was. So after that year, that's when I stopped liking Chicago organizations, man. Then the White Sox, they won. Then the man who took them, because he was very outspoken. Uh, they got rid of him, and the Sox ain't been nothing since. And the White Sox owner is the same owner as the Chicago Bulls, Reinsdorf, Ozzie Guillen. They got rid of him, and he just took them to the World Series, the first World Series win the White Sox ever had. You know, I don't want to talk about the Cubs. I don't want to talk about the Cubs. Hey, what up? What up? What up? What up? That Clarence, what's up? What's up? Welcome. No, I ain't gonna talk about the Cubs. When I was growing up, the Cubs only had a few black American born players on their team. You had the like Fergie Jenkins, you had Ernie Banks, you know what I'm saying? You had a few. Well, the rest of them was white or Dominican, and they wouldn't pay them, you know. So Chicago sports has a history of treating us wrong. Look how they did Walter Payton. Walter Payton carried them boys on his back all them years since he been in the league. with no offensive line and everything. And when they make the Super Bowl, they couldn't even let this man rush and get a touchdown.